All right, we are talking solving systems of equations with three variables. So, taking a look here in our first example, we have a system with one, two, three variables. We have three equations, which is a requirement. Our solution right here is given with three numbers now. So we have x comma y comma z, so we're talking like three dimensions now. Scrolling down here, there are three types of solutions that you can get. So if we have our diagonal here with all ones and everything else to the left of this, so this bar here, we're thinking of like an equal sign. Okay, so everything to the left of that bar is zeros except for the diagonal, which has ones. That means we have one solution, which is made up of the first number will be x, the middle number will be y, the bottom number will be z. Here's how we'd write our answer. X is 3, y is 1, z would be 2. Just this specific example. So if we have a row of all zeros, and then we have like our, think of this again like an equal sign, and then we have another 0, essentially what we're saying is that 0 equals 0, which is true, which means we have many solutions. If we have a row of zeros, and then again, think of like this, bar is the equal sign, but now we're saying that equals 2, okay? So we're saying that 0 equals 2. That is not true. 0 does not equal 2, therefore we will not have a solution. Okay, so looking at an example, so just a heads up, most of this is going to be done on the calculator, which we'll go over in class. When you come to class, I just want to make sure that you can set up the augmented matrix so that we can just get right into solving these together. So taking a look here, we have our system. Let's go ahead and set up our matrix. It's going to end up being a 3 by 4, and here's how we're going to do it. We're going to start by just taking the coefficients of all the x's, so make sure that everything's lined up here. So the x terms are right there. So the coefficients are, there's technically a 1 there, so we have 1, 2, 5. Okay, same thing with the y's. Here are all my y terms. And now we're going to take all the coefficients, but be aware of the signs in front. So we have positive 3, positive 1, and negative 2, because again, that's technically a 1 there. And then the z's are all right here. So again, take the coefficients, include the signs. So we have a negative 1. This one's a positive 1. And then a positive 3. So then we're going to draw is like where the equal signs are right here. We're going to put a bar. To the right of that bar are the answers. So negative 11, 1, and 21. So if we had the calculator app open, we could open that up and enter the matrix and go ahead and solve using that. But for right now, we're just working on setting this up. So just another example, solve the system. I'll set up my augmented matrix. Starting with the x coefficients right here, we have negative 2, 3, 5. Then we have the y coefficients. So we have 4, negative 3, negative 1. Again, that's technically just 1 right there. And then we have the z coefficients, which are going to be 1, negative 1, negative 1. There's my bar there to represent the equal sign. To the right of that, we will have 1, 2, 8, and then from there, it is all calculator work. Okay, so I'll take a look at this one here. This will be the last example we do together, but there is my setup. We'll take all the x coefficients first. So we're going to have 1, 1, 2. Now the y coefficients, we are going to end up with negative 1, negative 2, negative 2. The z coefficient, so here's 1. It doesn't look like there's nothing back here. And then here's another one. So at the top we have a 3. The middle one doesn't have a z at all, so that means it's 0, The bottom one is 5. Here's that bar to represent the equal sign. And then we have 6, 5, 9. Okay, go ahead and try to fill that last one out there on your own, and that's